Good evening, and welcome to Salee Field in Collinsville, Oklahoma, where tonight the Collinsville Cardinals take on the East Central Cardinals in the last regular season home game of the year. The captains are meeting currently at midfield, and we are about to have the coin toss. Captains tonight are Zane McElroy, Cole Kime, Keenan Hamilton, and TJ Johnson. I'm joined tonight by Logan Wilt, and I'm Casey Price, and we look to have a good one tonight, Logan.
Yes, this is going to be a big game for both teams as they have the same record in district, and they both play the same teams in the upcoming weeks. Both play Pryor and Tahlequah, and that's going to be the deciding factor who gets the 2 seed.
Exactly. Both teams are one loss in districts. That loss for both teams comes at the hands of Claremore, who was the preseason favorite to win the district, however, has lost the last 2 games. And so now that number 2 and even number 1 position is kind of in parity, although Pryor is currently holding down that number 1 spot as they are undefeated in district play. But the winner of this game, like Logan mentioned, is all but assured that number 2 spot. Can't finish worse than 3rd, as they'll go on to play Pryor and Tahlequah, both teams. So a very similar schedule set up for these Cardinal teams, and it's going to be a big game as far as district standings go. And you got to think both teams are thinking about the possibility of winning this game and going on to be district champions.
Yeah, and don't think that Collinsville is out of the first place run. If East Central was to beat Pryor and Collinsville was to beat Pryor, that would give them 2 losses, and hopefully Collinsville wins out and they would be having a home playoff game.
Exactly. All right, it looks like the players are getting ready to take the field inside that helmet. They're excited to have this home game here. Like we mentioned, senior night, so you got to expect the players to be pretty amped up for this, their last regular season home game. And here they come.
I talked to Coach Redding earlier, and he said some of the keys to the game was to contain the quarterback. Coach Redding said that this quarterback, Trayvon Cherry, a 6-foot junior, is a D1 prospect, and he has an arm. So contain the quarterback, and we have to make them run the ball. But our defense has to step up and stop that run game tonight. On the offensive side of the ball, East Central is going to give us a lot of different looks. So we're going to have to get our passing game going. Zane's going to have to get his arm going, and if that happens, I think Collinsville has a chance to win this game big tonight.
You mentioned Zane McElroy. This will be his 2nd game returning to the Cardinals this season. He missed the first 6 weeks recovering from a shoulder injury that he actually sustained last football season. He went ahead and played the basketball season and played in the golf season before really realizing just how bad his shoulder injury was. So he had to have surgery during the summer, spent the first 6 weeks of the season rehabbing and recovering from that. So week 7 was his first game back, and Logan, he really performed well.
Yeah, he was slinging the ball out there. The defense couldn't stop him. He had a 20 to 30-yard touchdown run, so he did it on his feet too. So I was really pleased with his performance, and hopefully that carries over to tonight.
Yeah, hopefully it was kind of like his warm-up game for tonight. Like to see him outshine this other quarterback that we're going to see. His numbers last week, Logan, he was 9 of 15 passing the ball for 116 yards and a touchdown. So he really didn't put the ball in the air too much, but when he did, he was pretty successful. And like you mentioned, rushing the ball, he was very successful as he rushed it 19 times for 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. Here's Sergio Perez for the kickoff.
Short squib kick like always.
Looks like the East Central Cardinal will be downed at about the 35-yard line, so that'll be where they take over here. And we'll get to see just what this quarterback, Cherry, is all about here as he'll lead his offense onto the field for the first drive of the game. Starting defense tonight for the Cardinals, it looks like Brandon Lowe will be in there at safety in the position of Ryan Haymaker. The other safety is Sean Kacheski, who returns to the Cardinals tonight after he sustained an injury 2 games ago. He missed 1 full game and missed about half of the game before that. Cardinals showing blitz, now backing off, man in motion in the backfield. Handoff goes to that wide receiver. He cuts up the middle. Looks like he'll have a gain of 6 on that carry. That was number 14, Quantel Givens. He is a senior wide receiver. Levi Draper, the freshman linebacker, in on the tackle. Levi's really has stepped into a high-pressure position this season and done a great job.
Yeah, I was really nervous when I saw Rock go down with an injury, and being how serious it was, I wondered who was going to step up, and Levi's really filled that role well.
A pass play here is intercepted by Marcus Tillman. He's got a few blockers ahead, breaking through 1 tackle. He returns it to the 35. A huge play there on the incomplete pass. It was intended for Warren Walker, senior wide receiver. It tipped off his hands, and Marcus Tillman, the linebacker, was there to capitalize on that play. And an immediate turnover here for the Cardinals, the Collinsville Cardinals here. Now Zane McElroy will take the field. And Ryan Haymaker will start at that running back position tonight. It looks like they're going to try to keep him fresh. And we'll see if that can make a difference in his play.
Yeah, there's kind of been a controversy at running back lately with Marcus Redwine and Ryan Haymaker. Who's going to get the ball and who's been playing the best?
Nice run there. A few yards and a pile of dust, as the expression goes, for Ryan Haymaker. And I wouldn't say it's so much a controversy as it is a competition, Logan.
Yeah, they've both been playing their heart out, knowing that they have nothing to lose and just trying to get something going for this offense.
Haymaker to McElroy's left. He's got double wide receivers on each side. Passes to Keenan Hamilton. He catches it. Looks like he's going to fight for another yard on the carry there. McElroy's going to have to get a little bit more on those quick passes. We talked about that last week too. His accuracy is good. But on a pass like that where it's all about timing, getting it to your wide receiver so he can make a play after the catch, he needs to kind of get a release on that. But that pass still good for a couple yards.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Keenan's grandpa. I know you're watching right now. He makes almost every game he can, and so tonight I know it's hurting him being in the hospital.
Well, I promise it's warmer there than it is here, as it's dropped into about the lower 50s at this point. McElroy's going to keep it here on the 3rd down. Gets through. Looks like he's still going to be a yard short of the 1st down. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Jones goes for it here, as really this is kind of the area of the field where you have nothing to lose by going for it. It'll be 4th and 2.
So Coach McClure trying to figure out what he's going to call here. This is a big play. This could switch momentum for both teams. Well, Collinsville kind of has momentum right now.
Yeah, you got to keep it.
So if they were to get this would be huge for Collinsville.
McElroy hands off to Haymaker. Runs forward. Definitely has a 1st down. Can he get to the end zone? He's tackled at about looks like the 3 or the 4 yard line on a huge run there by Ryan Haymaker, breaking through the gap.
And he's starting to play well, as last week he came in towards the second half and started to get small yardage carries, but that was the biggest run I've seen him have in a while.
And McElroy keeps it from under center, runs the quarterback sneak, and the Cardinals of Collinsville get on the board first. Zane McElroy with a 4-yard touchdown run. And a really nice way to open this game up here by the Collinsville Cardinals.
We saw on the first possession they had 4 run plays and 1 pass, so they're going to be running the ball tonight and trying to keep East Central on their heels. Perez to kick the extra point.
It's up, and man, he has got a nice leg. it is going to be interesting to see him develop over the years, because this kid could be a kicker someday. That keeps him perfect on the season in PATs, and the Cardinals go up 7-0 as they score with less than about 3 minutes transpiring here in this first quarter. And it's got to be nice to be on that Collinsville sideline right now, really with some momentum. They've got to be feeling good about themselves at this point, and a perfect way to start the game.
Yeah, an interception, and I know Cherry's not going to be happy about that, being one of the best, probably the best quarterback we'll play this season. On his first pass play of the day, his wide receiver kind of tips it, and the Collinsville defender was able to grab it. And how many yards did he run for after the?
I would say about 15. It was probably closer to 10. He caught it at around the 45 and got back to the 35. And you and I both know, just from point guard's perspective in basketball, we don't play football, or I didn't play football. You don't play football. It is so frustrating when you make a good pass and your intended receiver tips it, and it ends up being a turnover. And that's got to be the mentality a quarterback has, but even worse, because a turnover in football is a lot bigger deal than a turnover in basketball.
Yeah, and we'll see how he responds this drive and what the offensive coordinator does.
Yeah,
East Central.
Be interesting to see how aggressive he is here. And that's not something I'm sure they're not really concerned over there yet. That's early. It's early in the game. They're not in the hole yet. It's not a quarterback issue. It looks like the wide receiver that was intended on that pass that tipped it, and then we eventually intercepted it, is actually their running back, number 27, Warren Walker. Here he comes, forward motion. Now out into a wide receiver spot, empty backfield, and Cherry's going to keep it running left on a carry. Keenan Hamilton breaks through his block to finally make a tackle. He was aware of the play the whole time there. He was eyeing Cherry on that run. But nonetheless, Cherry looks like he got about 8 on the carry.
And that makes it way easier and second down and short opens up the playbook for an offensive coordinator, knowing that if it came down to, they could run the ball for a short amount of yards on third down. It's not like 3rd and 10 if you throw it on second down.
Here we go. East Central. Cherry's got 4 wideouts here. Keenan Hamilton coming in on the blitz. Looks like Keenan Pretty putting pressure as well. Pass is complete downfield. Dylan Cook gets the tackle, but not before East Central manages about 30 yards there on that pass play. And big number 15, the wide receiver, was open for days. That's Kyrie Gunner. He had a lot of space.
Yeah, no Cardinal defender was within 10 yards of him, and so he caught it and ran for about 15. He is a pretty big guy, too.
Option play. Sean Kacheski there on the tackle, as well as Levi Draper, who closes space quickly. Looks like that'll be good for a gain of maybe a yard. Ball is on the 20-yard line here, so the East Central Cardinals are officially in red zone territory. Continuing with the defensive starters, we talked about the 2 safeties in tonight's game. The other defensive backs in that secondary are Dylan Cook, Marcus Tillman, who plays as a linebacker but actually lines up with wide receivers a lot, and TJ Johnson. Cherry's going to keep it on a quarterback run here. There's a flag on the play.
I'm guessing holding.
It is holding against East Central. Coach Jones will accept, obviously. Marcus Tillman at the linebacker position, as well as Josh Arnold, Levi Draper, and Keenan Hamilton. Tonight's defensive linemen include the nose guard, Parker Brown, Keenan Pretty, and Justin Cothe, who has really emerged as a good defensive end this season.
Yeah, he's really stepped into that role well, and he's one of our leading tacklers on this Cardinal defense.
Tillman lined up here in coverage again on the tight end. And Cherry's going to be sacked. Good job there by Keenan Pretty as he salutes his teammates on the sideline. Nice job by Pretty. Cherry looked like it was a draw play all the way. Dropped back, and then he was going to rush through, and Pretty managed to get one of those big arms on him, and now it's going to be 3rd and 20 for East Central.
And with a quarterback like this, you can't relax on 3rd and 20. You can't
Nope.
stand flat-footed because he's going to make big plays, and so I'm anxious to see what he does tonight.
Here comes Pretty in pursuit once again. Cherry out wide. He's got about 15 before he steps out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. And that will likely go against the Cardinals, the Collinsville Cardinals. Excuse me, that's going to be a problem all night.
Is that face mask?
Oh, excuse me, it was
Block
an
in the back.
illegal block there against East Central. So we are going to come back. And it looks like that is a spot foul.
So 15 yards.
I believe that was 10 yards that they marked off.
Oh, excuse me.
So East Central still in a manageable, or still gets yards on that run by Cherry, and he has really good blocking by his wide receivers. It looks like when he gets wide, he's got space, and they're definitely creating that for him. Once again, Walker, the running back, lined up as a wide receiver. Cherry, the lone man in the backfield. Walker in motion now. Snap back. Pass is headed to Walker, and again he drops it. Incomplete pass there, and it'll be 4th and 10 now for East Central. They're bringing some new players onto the game, so it looks like they might attempt a field goal.
Yes, Cherry is running off the field, so I saw their field goal kicker warming up earlier, and he didn't look like he had much of a leg, so, but he was kicking it from pretty far in, so
Okay.
we'll see what.
The kicker is Derek Ross, number 87.
The whole field goal unit isn't on.
Play clock just got started.
There's 8 guys on the field right now. 9.
Wow, and I can't believe if the play clock hadn't got started so late, this would definitely be a delay of game. Oh,
They're
it's
running
a
a
trick
trick.
play.
And TJ breaks it up.
Thank goodness he identified that late because the Collinsville coaching staff realized that what was going on, and they were trying to signal to their players that there was a trick play going on, and that's exactly what it was. The East Central coaching staff and players were setting that up all the way. I was buying it. I thought that they were confused and didn't know what they were having going on. You were talking about how they didn't have enough guys on the field. A really good job there by Collinsville to recognize that, and that could have been a touchdown.
Yeah, TJ recognized that well, and great coverage. Zane keeps the ball.
Zone read. He runs up middle for 3 or 4 yards there.
And so East Central has been unsuccessful with their first 2 drives. The first resulting in an interception that resulted in a touchdown on that drive, and then turnover on downs this last drive. So their offense hasn't got going so far.
McElroy does a good job there. Actually ends up getting a couple yards when he had some pressure in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and 2 here for Collinsville on a really good bit of running by McElroy. Sean Tezar getting the play in to his offense, relaying the messages from the OC, Mike McClure, up here in the box. Blitz is coming here, Oh, and it's going to be offsides against the Cardinals. It'll be interesting to see if they call encroachment first.
Which Cardinals?
Yeah, I think it's going to go against Collinsville. It did. Looked like the right side of the line jumped a little bit early there, and that'll march the Cards back 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and a very short 2, it's going to be more like 3rd and 7.
That's still manageable, but not what we would like to see on 3rd and short. An easy run call there. But our line jumped, and I think the East Central guys kind of...
they drew him off. TJ Johnson in tight single coverage on the left. McElroy's going to keep it up the middle, still on his feet. He's going to be short of the first down here. Not by much, but he'll be short. And so likely see the Cardinals punt. But they will put East Central in a precarious position because they don't have a punting unit. What they'll do, well, we do have a punting unit, but we rarely use it in situations when it's short down or short yardage because McElroy's their punter. So they just put him in that shotgun position, and then he goes back a few, he kind of analyzes the situation.
Yeah.
If they don't put anybody back, he punts.
I wonder if he figures out, if he looks at the line
call.
and they have a backup play, that if they do go in punt coverage or they kind of drop back, if they have a backup play to maybe run it up the middle or something.
Well, and that's what I was trying to allude to, is I wonder if it's all about if the defense sets somebody up to receive. Because if they set someone up to the receive, there's a mismatch. You've obviously got
one less player
on defense. So I wonder if it's his call in that sense, if it's McElroy's call of, yeah, they've got somebody back. I highly doubt that. I would think that a college coach, or a high school coach is going to be more like trying to be in control of the situation of a game, and I can't really blame them for that. So I guess Coach Jones demanded a measurement on that, and they were the officials made it very, very clear that they weren't very pleased with that, and so the Cardinals kind of assessing what they wanted to do here.
It looks like
their offensive units on the field.
They don't send anyone deep. They actually have everyone up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're loading the box. High snap, and McElroy does punt. Had to get rid of it quickly. Hopefully it takes a Collinsville bounce. It does, but it's a pretty short one. But still, punt for about, I don't know, from the 31 to the
30,
where's it down, Dad?
33.
33, so you can do the math on that, Logan.
I'm all right.
A good punt there
Yes.
for X amount of yardage.
I'm not in school right now, and I'm in school. But I know East Central watched game film and saw the quick punt, so maybe they assumed him being up and not dropping back like he usually does.
All right, so Trayvon Cherry. This time Walker remains in the backfield. He gets the handoff. Kofi had hands on him. Let's see. Nice running there by Walker. Looks like he ran forward for a yard or two on that. Walker is a big guy. He's 5'11" and 210.
So they have trips to the right, single man to the left, in a pistol formation.
Cherry in motion to his right. Dylan Cook in coverage. And again, it's big number 15 wide open. He's hard to tackle, too. Brandon Lowe forces him out of bounds, but he's finding some space. That's Kyrie Gunner. His second big reception on the evening for a lot of yards, and it was good early coverage there by the Collinsville Cardinals, and then eventually it broke down. He just managed to find an open area of the field. And that wasn't Dylan Cook's coverage. He had his man all covered up. Keenan Hamilton coming in on the blitz here. Cherry runs the opposite way. Looks like he'll be close to the first down marker.
So far, Collinsville hasn't done a very good job at containing the quarterback.
Done a nice job containing the running back, but Cherry's been able to pick up quite a few yards every time he's carried. Looks like it's 2nd and 1 here for East Central. Number 14 in motion. It's an option back to Walker, and he'll be tackled. Looks like he does definitely have the first down there. So it's 1st and 10 for East Central. Ball at the 16-yard line. Cardinals inside linebacker showing blitz again. Instead, they stay in coverage. Quick pitch this time to Walker. Josh Arnold in on the tackle. And it'll still be good for about 5 yards there on that option. Or excuse me, on the pitch. Be 2nd and 6 here. Number 28 has checked into the game as at the running back position. That's Bruce White, a 5'3" freshman. White gets the ball. He's got some speed, runs right. He's brought down by Josh Arnold. Nice pursuit by the sophomore linebacker. Sean Kacheski was also in on the tackle. Cole Kimes going to check in on the defensive line here.
25 seconds left.
It's 3rd and 3 here for East Central. See if they try to get a playoff here before the end of the quarter. Mark Tillman coming in.
Looks like they might try to draw him off sides. Maybe a hard count.
Handoff goes to Bruce White. Runs into his own man.
He's hit pretty hard.
He's going to have the first down there. And that'll end the first quarter. Collinsville leads 7-0, but East Central's knocking. We're going to take a timeout, and we'll come back with the beginning of the second quarter.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
Welcome back to Salif Field, where Collinsville leads East Central 7-0, but East Central's got the ball on Collinsville's 2-yard line here. It's 1st and goal after a huge reception there by number 15, Cree Gunner. I'm not sure if it's Cree or Kyrie. I'm going to go with Cree.
Kyrie.
All right, Cherry keeps it here, and he's got a touchdown, and East Central finds their way into the end zone. They respond after Collinsville starts with a lot of momentum. Obviously, our offense is going to have to be on their A game tonight because the East Central offense is having success doing some things.
That's 12 run plays to 6 pass plays, so they've really started to run the ball after that interception.
Ross's kick is blocked. Looks like Justin Cothe in there on the block, and that is a big play for the Cardinals.
And that'll be huge late in the game.
Mm-hmm.
East Central being down 1. I wouldn't be surprised next touchdown they have, they go for 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that could be a factor if it turns out to be a close game. So East Central scores with just 4 seconds gone by in the second quarter.
So we'll get to see East Central's kicking team for the first time. And that interception and touchdown early in the game is huge because Collinsville gets the ball to start the second half. So that will play a factor in kind of how Coach plays conservatively going into halftime.
Yep. Looks like Ross is also on the kickoff team here. Back to receive for the Cardinals is number 18, Dylan Cook. Honored tonight along with the other football seniors and all fall sports seniors. Ross's kick is up and it's a short one. Keenan Hamilton signals fair catch and the Cardinals will take over with the ball at the 30-yard line.
Only one pass play so far. I wouldn't be surprised if this possession we throw it a little bit more and start opening up the playbook.
Starting tonight at the wide receiver position, the same faces we've seen all year. Sophomore Tyler Forrest, senior Keenan Hamilton, senior TJ Johnson, and senior Dylan Cook. Ryan Haymaker remains the back. McElroy lining it up where he wants him. Gets a snap. Back to pass. Passes to Ryan Haymaker, who is wide open. Haymaker's got 14 on the catch, and a nice job there by McElroy. And we haven't seen a running back go out to fill the or be a wide receiver yet this season, so that's a new play they've put in this week.
And that's good to see a running back that has hands be able to kind of throw the defense off and make a big play like that.
And McElroy sold it like he was throwing it deep the whole way, so Haymaker had a lot of space. This time it's the quarterback read, and McElroy runs with it. Looks like he gets about a yard on the carry, not a whole lot going, so it'll be 2nd and 9.
He really needs to tuck that ball after he fakes the handoff because that makes me really nervous, popcorning it around.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's where most of the fumbles happen.
The Johnny Manziel way. One
Yeah.
person does it and makes it look good, and it
Catches
sticks.
on.
Yeah. Whereas coaches preach against that night and day. Oh, and McElroy looks like he definitely got more closer to 2 yards on that run, so it'll be 2nd and 8 here.
2 guys beside him. I've never seen that.
Yeah, a little pro formation. McElroy is looking to pass, and Cook gets his hands on it, but it's incomplete. McElroy led him just a little bit too far.
That was a little dangerous. Cook kind of had his hand under it and tipped it up a little bit. East Central would have pick sixed it right there.
Yeah, definitely. They could have caught it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be 3rd and 8 here for Collinsville. And you were right, Logan. We are kind of seeing the playbook of Coach McClure's open up a little bit, seeing some different plays tonight. And I'll tell you one thing that also makes that possible. You got 3 senior wide receivers and a senior quarterback. And that means you're going to have a lot of faith in your guys. And having McElroy back obviously is making a difference in what Collinsville's wanting to do. Looks like East Central's going to call their first timeout of the half. I guess they didn't have the matchups they were wanting there on defense.
So it is 3rd and 8. So expecting to see a pass play here, but wouldn't be surprised with a run.
The starting offensive lineman, once again, Cardinals have been really consistent there this season as well. Starting tonight has been Cole Kine, Colton Conover at center, Jackson Dew, Jake Douglas, and Cutler Cole. Those guys have been starting at that position. Colton Conover is the only new addition, and he's been playing there since the second game of the season, I believe. It was the Uligaw game that he got his first start. And really, he's done a very good job. And he's quite a bit smaller than Chris Colleen, who started the season there. But Conover, older kid, and has done a really good job filling in that spot.
And our line has done a really good job this year. Can't discredit them. They've run blocked, pass blocked. They've done everything.
All right, McElroy back to pass. Has T.J. Johnson. He's wide open. Pass is complete. Johnson still on his feet. Can't get him down. He gets all the way to the 10-yard line, and T.J. Johnson probably just as happy as any other Cardinal member to have Zane McElroy back in the backfield.
Yeah, if Zane gave it a little more power, he probably would have ran in for a touchdown, trying not to overthrow him, because that would have been a big letdown there.
So that pass good for about 40 yards there. And the Cardinals are at the 12 here with the 1st and 10. McElroy keeps it up the middle, and he's in the end zone. Does a pirouette as he enters. And Collinsville really answers the call there with a nice touchdown drive. Huge pass completion to T.J. Johnson for about 40 yards, and then McElroy caps it off with a 12-yard touchdown run.
A great possession there for Collinsville. We need to see more of that in the upcoming possessions. Every Cardinal has to be happy on that offensive side of the ball. Everyone getting him.
All right, folks, really big apology. Having some technical difficulties here. If children playing with your computer cords counts as technical difficulties. While you were gone, our defense got a huge 4th down stop, and now the offense is marching. Haymaker runs up the middle, breaks through arm tackles, and that'll be a nice 8-yard run by Ryan Haymaker. And I think he has proven tonight, Logan, that you cannot arm tackle him. And he's not a real big guy, but he's obviously a strong runner, and played against some good defenses this year and had a really nice game against Ulagal. Has been a little bit quiet since then, but has put together a nice game tonight, and maybe not playing on the defensive side of the ball has helped him to stay fresh.
Yeah, I think Brandon Lowe is in his spot, and so yeah, like you said, Haymaker's been staying fresh, and he's been up and down the sidelines trying to stay warm.
As he runs for another 1st down there for the Cardinals, and Cardinals are able to keep the ball on the ground, run some clock here, and continue to get 1st downs, and that's exactly what they've got to be wanting to do at this point. Kenny Smith checks back into the game here for the Cards as Dylan Cook gets a quick rest. Haymaker repositions. It's a pass play. McElroy looks left. Has Haymaker, and a really nice catch. Oh, it's signaled incomplete over there by the official. Looks like a really good catch there by Ryan Haymaker. If only we had replay here at the high school level. That looked really nice, and
Zane just underthrew again.
Yeah, he might have had a touchdown if he throws that for him to go get. So it's 2nd and 10, and that wheel route might be something that coaches are facing the Cardinals are going to have to start scouting, as they've gone to it a few times tonight, and we mentioned many a times it's something that they haven't run yet this season, and I don't really recall them running that last season either.
No, I don't really remember a time when we took our running back and ran him out into wide receiver routes.
Dylan Cook there with a nice catch. That one will be good for a gain of 7 or 8. Good blocking there by Ryan Haymaker, picking up the blitz. It'll be 3rd and 4 here for the Cards. Keenan Hamilton in tight coverage, single coverage. McElroy's right. He's looking that way. Slot route, incomplete. Nearly intercepted there, as that was a dangerous pass play. The defense had their hands on it. That was Warren Walker, also a running back who's dropped a couple passes tonight. Almost had an interception. Instead, it's 4th and 4 for the Cardinals, showing that they're going to go for it. Don't be surprised if McElroy backs up. There he goes. It's a punt, and a nice one.
So that will pin East Central at about the 4-yard line, and that'll make them have to have a 96-yard touchdown drive. And it is possible.
Oh, it's absolutely possible, but regardless, it's a good possession by the offense because they ate a lot of clock, and they pinned the East Central team back deep, so they make them work a full football field. And with a 40-27 lead, that's a small win for the Cardinals. You don't have to score every drive. That's just that's way too wishful hoping. So that was a good job there by the Cardinals to take a lot of time off and pin East Central deep.
Looks
Back there by the Cardinal band, by the Crimson Cadets too, who was making some noise and trying to make it difficult.
Looks like Hamilton's coming in on a blitz, or he showed it earlier.
Brandon Lowe will pick up his man. Now Walker in motion changes things up. Hamilton will have to stay true to his coverage, and Cherry's just going to keep it up the middle for a couple of yards. Playing safe, trying to give themselves out of that end zone area is East Central. I like that possession, I was watching all our defense, and they were communicating really well. I hear Brandon Lowe shouting things to people, and as the farthest back man, that's what you have to do. You're the guy that can see everything, so communication is big there. All right, Walker is in the backfield here. Now he's in motion. Goes out to the right. Kacheski picks him up. It's a quick pass to Pitts. He passes to Walker. Intercepted by T.J. Johnson. He played it like he was the wide out the whole way. So a turnover, East Central and Cardinals. The Collinsville Cardinals will take over at the 40.
A great heads-up play by T.J. Johnson to come over and make that interception.
Yeah, it was interesting. He didn't cover the guy tight the whole way, and instead he played it just like he was the wide receiver. He didn't guard him like a defensive back would. He was in pursuit of the catch, and a really nice play. He just kind of snuck right in there and intercepted it. So McElroy in the offense back on the field. Hand off to Haymaker. Runs left middle, and good tough running there by the junior running back.
And we haven't seen Redwine back there. We have the past 2 games, but it looks like the coaches are pleased with how Haymaker's been playing, and they saved him for the offensive side of the ball, so they are making sure he is going to be fresh.
Yep. One of those things where you take a couple variables out and see if the product changes, and I would say that it has. This time the read. Haymaker gets it, and it's good evening, good night, folks. You won't catch him with that much space. Ryan Haymaker gets his first rushing touchdown of the night, his second touchdown on the evening on a 35-yard touchdown run.
And like you said, he is a fast guy, so if he gets out in open field, there's no one who's going to catch him. Looks like Collinsville is going to go for 2 to make sure they go up by 14 points.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a little confusion there. McElroy's going to keep it, and he gets into the end zone. The 2-point conversion, good for the Collinsville Cardinals as they keep it on the quarterback zone read. Haymaker and McElroy run into each other a bit there, but McElroy, like I mentioned, hard to stop down there once he smells blood. And Collinsville goes up 48-27 with just under 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the game.
So with a 21-point lead, it's going to be tough for East Central to climb their way back. Even though East Central does have a high-powered offense, I think this defense has really played well and hopefully will continue to play well.
Yeah, and also the offense has played well enough that at this point, if they can just, our offense, if they're going to get the ball too. So just taking care of the ball at this point will become a priority for the Cardinals.
Looks like Colton Conover is getting checked out on the Collinsville sideline. And I don't know who the backup center is after him. We already lost one center. Sergio Perez kicking for Collinsville. Another squib click.
And that one's out of bounds. That'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Cardinals. In on defense right now for the Cardinals. Kofi, Brown, and Pretty on the line. Hamilton will be at linebacker along with Arnold, Draper, and Tillman. Secondary consists of Johnson, Kacheski, Lowe, and Cook. Givens in motion to the right. Cherry in motion that way now as well. And he breaks through one tackle, still on his feet. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage before he's knocked out of bounds.
Parker Brown, his cleat comes off, but he will try to get it on as quick as possible.
Second and 8 here. Austin Roberts checking into the game for the Cardinals. But he's in the game for Keenan Hamilton.
Giving Parker Brown time to get his cleat on.
Walker in motion, empty backfield here for Cherry. Levi Draper coming, passes out to Baker. He's got a first down. Sean Kacheski misses a tackle, but 3 Cardinals there, including Justin Cothe in pursuit all the way from the line of scrimmage. Nice job there by the defensive lineman staying in the play. And that'll be a first down for East Central on a big play by Baker, the young man who took a big hit right before halftime.
Yeah, and he started to get more involved in this offense. We didn't see him very much the first half, but second half he started to catch some passes.
Cherry spins out of another sack. Passes downfield. Incomplete, intended for Pitts. And man, he is an elusive quarterback. This defense, the Cardinal defense has done such a good job of getting to him tonight, and he's just remained elusive. I mean, they have been in pursuit so many times and had him within their grasp, and he's just found ways to elude them, whether it be the spin move or a quick little pitch to his running back or, a pass downfield like that. He has been a good playmaker for East Central tonight.
Yes, he extends the plays a lot.
That pass incomplete, intended for Givens. It was just on his fingertips. It was a hard pass to catch. So it'll be 4th and 10 now for East Central with the ball at the 49-yard line.
That was the 25th pass of the night for East Central. So they started to throw the ball more this half, knowing that they're down 21 points with 7:49 left on the clock.
Yeah, they're doing the opposite of what Collinsville is. They're trying to, get yardage with the clock stopped, whereas Collinsville's trying to run the ball and keep the clock going. Cherry, drop back. Kolkheim in pursuit, throws it deep, and it is incomplete. And that was 3rd down and 10, so this will be 4th and 10 for East Central. And it looks like Cherry's wide receivers, and I will knock on wood while I say this, but it looks like the wide receiver unit might have actually lost a little bit of gas. We saw them finding opening spots early in this game and even early in the half. It looks like while Cherry is still creating space and moving around and going and doing, his wide receivers may have kind of lost a little bit of a step that they had on Collinsville earlier in the game. Let's hope that stays true on this play. Here comes Keenan Hamilton. Walker with the catch, breaks a tackle. He'll have the first down. And I knew I shouldn't have said it, Logan. A nice job there by Walker with the reception and good for a first down.
And East Central has been done really well tonight, extending drives on 4th downs and being able to just get that extra first down they need to extend the drive.
I mean, they've been as good as anybody I've seen on 4th downs. Cherry in motion right, has blocking, tosses it up, incomplete. Mark Tillman in coverage there as the pass was intended for number 15, Gunner. Keenan Pretty checking back in the game for Cole Kime. Second and 10. Empty backfield for Cherry. Drops back, looks to pass. Levi Draper almost has an interception. I think he was thinking about running upfield before he secured it. A really good job by Levi Draper, showing some speed there as he closed in on the coverage. Had the ball in his hands and nearly had a pick six. He was turning the jets on. I think he was looking upfield before he really reeled that ball all the way in.
Yeah, still a nice play, though, by Levi.
Yeah, a nice knockdown as it was also close to being a reception for East Central. Instead, 3rd and 10. Empty backfield again for Cherry. Blitz coming. It's a bubble pass to Baker. He's got up the middle, has a lot of speed. Keenan Hamilton tackles him at the 15, and it'll be another first down for East Central. They are just about as good as you see a team can be with their backs against the wall. I mean, 3rd downs, 3rd and 10, 4th and 10, or 4th and more, they come up with first downs. Their playbook has seemed just really, really extensive.
And open. They've really been doing whatever they want.
Walker in motion to the left, runs upfield on the wheel route. Instead, it's the bubble pass to Pitts, and he gets in the end zone. East Central gets a touchdown here with 6 minutes and 37 seconds to go in the quarter.
See, our linemen need to recognize if East Central's linemen drop or move and get out of the way, they don't need to keep, maybe one or two need to keep pursuing the quarterback, but those slip passes like there should be basically contained with our linemen. He was wide open.
Ross to attempt the point after. He's got it. So the score is now 48-34 with 6 minutes 37 seconds to go in the game.
And with 6:37 left, there's still a lot of time for East Central to catch back up, being down 14 points.
Coach Jones going to call on his offense here once again to put a drive together, eat up some clock. If you can do that, if they can take 3 or 4 minutes off the clock here, they should be all right in this game. If they go 3 and out and give East Central the ball again, they're going to put their defense right back on the field, which isn't necessarily what you want to do. Collinsville has their hands team on the field here, expecting an onside kick. And it is coming here. Headed right for Josh Arnold, and it gets out of bounds. So it'll be a flag on the play, and Collinsville will get the ball with good position, which works out just fine.
Kind of got lucky there. If that ball was to take a bad bounce and stay in bounds, East Central was there to recover. So Collinsville has the ball at the 43-yard line.
McElroy keeps it up the center on the zone read. Nice running there by him and keeping the ball in between the sidelines, keeping the clock ticking. You finish. Oh man, it would be maddening to me if I was a coach on the other side. How long it takes the officials sometimes to get the play clock going, especially when you're down in a game like this and the game clock running and the play clock not kills you. Ryan Haymaker gets the call this time, and a run of about 4 yards for him. So it'll be 3rd and maybe 2 for the Cardinals.
If Collinsville was to get this, you have to think that'll take at least a minute or two off the clock if no turnovers were to happen.
10 seconds on the play clock right now. 5 at the snap. Handoff goes to Haymaker again. He's got open field. Tries to beat Givens. And runs out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
Really good running by Haymaker.
Oh, there's a holding call signaled against the Cardinals. So that'll be coming all the way back.
Oh. Just can't have those penalties.
All right, so it'll be 3rd and 6 here for Collinsville. That big run by Ryan Haymaker negated. Five minutes, 4 seconds to go in the game. The officials finally get everything figured out and start the play clock.
I don't know what the officials were talking about, maybe a sideline warning, but the players didn't seem to back up. Zane's going to keep it.
He's got a first down. A nice run there by Zane McElroy. After that big run by Ryan Haymaker, the defense keyed in on him, and McElroy capitalized with a big-time first down run, this time staying inbound, so the clock will continue to tick. Haymaker gets it, runs right. He's upended after a short gain. This time the officials getting that play clock running a lot quicker than previous couple of plays. Down to 5. Haymaker gets it on the handoff, running left, has a first down. Good running there by Haymaker after about a 12-yard gain, and the offense just continuing to march, and this offensive line has looked really good this evening, Logan, and as well as Ryan Haymaker.
Yeah, Haymaker's been running all over this East Central defense, and our line, for the most part, has got to push every single play, and so they've really beat East Central off the ball.
First and 10, ball at the 30. Hand off to Haymaker, runs up the middle, drives forward as he was met really soon, but he'll still have a couple on the run on sheer determination, so it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Cardinals. Under 3 minutes to go.
Trips to the right, Keenan Hamilton to the left.
McElroy keeps it this time. He's running right. He's got a nice gain on that run, so it'll be 3rd and short for Collinsville. This has been pretty good clock management here on this possession for Collinsville. We've seen more than 3 minutes go off the clock here on this drive. McElroy keeps it, runs up the middle. Looks like he's got the first down. It'll be close. And he will have the first down. Five on the play clock. Snap back. Haymaker gets the carry. Haymaker gets the touchdown. A 20-yard run there by the junior running back who has found his form tonight. Ryan Haymaker has looked just about as good as he did in that rivalry game against Oologah this evening. He has found the gaps and he has worn down this East Central defense.
And I think that seals the deal for sure with 1:31 left, being down 20, hopefully 21. You have to think East Central might come out throwing, but if I'm them, I'm going to kneel it and hopefully go in healthy to Tahlequah.
Perez set to kick. Conover's snap was good. There are flags on the play. It's going to be encroachment against East Central. We'll try this again. Colton Conover is the deep snapper, Logan. Oh, no, he's not. It is Kolkheim. Conover lines up right next to him, and Perez puts it through once again. So the score's 55-34, and this is the highest scoring game I've seen the Cardinals ever have.
What did we score at Oologah?
Not this many.
So yeah, putting a lot of points up against this East Central defense. And I didn't think East Central's defense was that good coming into the game, allowing a lot of points every game. But
this is the most they've given up all year. So what does that tell you about our offense? I mean, we might really be that good. And, I mean, we mentioned that obviously Ryan Haymaker has had his best game of the season other than the Oologah game. So he's had his second best game of the season, coming back to his form. And finally have Zane McElroy back, and that makes your defense better because Sean Kaczewski's not having to play both ways, so he's fresh. Now Brandon Lowe's starting on defense, and Haymaker's only playing offense. So good things going on here tonight for the Cardinals, and hopefully a sign of good things to come for this season. Looks like Perez's kick will bounce inbounds and then out. So it'll be another penalty on the kick here for the Cardinals.
This was a big game, too. News on 6 was at the high school this morning with the Spirit Stick.
Yeah, a lot of kids, a lot of the student body making it into the gym this morning. The band was there, the cheerleaders, the color guard, and just the student body in general there to receive the News on 6 Spirit Stick. Would you call that an award? Or is it just an ongoing baton?
It's an ongoing baton.
Okay.
They send it to every school, or not every school. They pick a game out for that week, and they go to that one of the schools, and Collinsville was chosen, and it's pretty cool.
So a lot of hype around the game this week. Cherry will throw it away there. Austin Roberts putting some pressure on him. And another reason, Logan, this is a huge win for Collinsville is because of the district standings. Now, Collinsville moves solidly into that second position. Claremore with 2 losses, East Central with 2 losses. Now Collinsville moves squarely into that spot and will face up with Pryor next week. So that'll be a huge game. That'll be for the district next week. Cherry's pass complete to Baker, makes a move and runs laterally and won't be able to get any extra yardage. But he'll be brought down after a 5-yard gain. Seemed like a lot more as Cherry threw it from so far in the backfield. But it'll be 3rd and 5 or here for East Central.
With 55 seconds left, East Central's going to probably throw it deep.
Cherry in motion. Looking deep. Right at the line of scrimmage. Pass is dropped by Givens. Sean Kacheski tried to get a hand on it, wasn't able to, and that could have been a touchdown pass there for East Central. Instead, it was incomplete, and it'll be 4th and 4 with 41 seconds to go in the game.
So the clock stopped, 41 seconds left.
Walker in motion to the right, lines up wide receiver. Cherry, it's a screen play, has Walker, has the first down, has Moore, breaking tackles. Austin Roberts in pursuit, and TJ Johnson finally gets him down and gets him down in bounds. Clock will stop to reset the chains. 28 seconds on it right now. Scores 55-34. And East Central spikes the ball, stops the clock. 23 seconds to go. Cherry looks to pass. Intended for Givens, through his hands. 17 seconds remain. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 22-yard line. Pump fake. Oh, and it's a fumble. Cherry appears to be injured on the play. He's holding his knee and appears to be in a lot of pain. Cardinals come up with another turnover, their 3rd turnover on the evening. Coach Jones showing some concern for East Central starting quarterback.
Trayvon Cherry.
Hate to see a kid go down like that at this point in a game when really the outcome is determined.
And that would really hurt East Central going into Tahlequah and playing Pryor without their quarterback and their best player, Trayvon Cherry.
He is kind of indicating that it's in the region of his lower leg, mid to lower leg, in other words, around his knee. With 8 seconds to go, you hate to see that. And East Central players in the East Central sideline just kind of stoic right now as their leader and best player Trayvon Cherry on the field still not getting up.
With 8.1 seconds left, I mean, this just isn't what you want to see. And if I'm the East Central coaches, you're probably kicking yourselves for not just kneeing the ball. You're down. You're not going to win. Just knee the ball and lose the game gracefully.
Yeah, I know. That's a tough expression to accept, I think, for anyone involved with athletics, but I'm inclined to kind of agree with you and think that it's actually an appropriate one in this case. Collinsville trainers bringing equipment over to that sideline. Right, and while they kind of brace up his legs, guys, we're going to go to a quick commercial break so that we can hopefully figure out maybe some details on this injury.
Drive down Route 66 and see the Meltons.
Well, ain't that something?
It's here, where the entire Melton family changed the negative dealership drama.
Forever.
This is a showroom. Yep, that's a pool table.
These are the salespeople. Yep, there are none.
Unlocked cars? Yep, even on Sundays. Granddad paid off the building. Yep, we sell cars for fun.
Translation, car buying can be a negative experience, so we changed it. You're welcome.
Melton Sales on Route 66 in Claremore. Jump on it.
Can I get a ham and Swiss sandwich with extra cheese, please?
Welcome back to Salee Field. Trayvon Cherry, the starting quarterback for the East Central Cardinals, getting his lower leg wrapped up, and the golf cart has been brought onto the field to help to assist him off of it. And probably the worst thing you could see at a time like this in a game is a player go out in a situation like this where
It has to be a worse feeling for the coach knowing that they tried throwing it and kept pushing the pace this late in the game. And like you said at the break, I do think it's a break because of how they braced it up. ambulances left earlier, like with a minute left in the game, and so
They'll have to make their way back.
all the Collinsville coaches out of the press box, everyone's down on the field.
Yeah, there was a turnover on the play, so the Cardinal offense will take a field and just take a knee here.
Both teams giving a hand.
Yeah, and both stands shows the class of the Collinsville community getting behind this player injured here and hoping the best for him as they try to support him as he exits the field. And
He was fun to watch tonight.
yeah, he was. He was really really creative and very elusive and
Extending plays is what he's best at. As a wide receiver, you have to like him because he gives you he's all over the field.
he's giving you more time to get open on your routes and making you, one of those situations where he makes you look good, you make him look good type quarterbacks.
So if you have to pick a player of the game for the offense.
I'd have to go with Zane McElroy for sure. Ryan Haymaker played outstanding as well, but McElroy with 5 running touchdowns and another in the air to Ryan Haymaker just played outstanding tonight. Had some really big, important first down runs, and just really can't elaborate enough on the performance of Zane McElroy this evening. The defensive side of the ball, who would you say?
I don't really have a player. I think our defense really played well tonight. I don't really know who.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 turnovers are huge, and in that sense, I might go ahead and give it to Mark Tillman because he had that first one, and it really switched the momentum of the game because it was such an offensive game that for Collinsville to get on the board first, I think, was huge. And Tillman played well on the evening as a whole. So did T.J. Johnson. He had a big pick there to kind of, I don't want to say seal the game, but he kind of left not much of a doubt. So a really good job. Let's just say the secondary unit as far as just getting those turnovers this evening.
Defensive line, like the keys of the game earlier.
Contained. They did contain him.
And they contained him as well as they could.
Yeah, and they got to him and they put pressure on him, and he was just that good. He was good as advertised, and we really do hope that he's okay and whatever his injury is, that it's not one that is too serious. So our thoughts go out to him and to his family. But we have to talk about the huge win for the Collinsville Cardinals. Logan now moving securely into the number 2 spot and going to Pryor next week to put on a battle for the big number 1. What do you expect?
Well, Pryor runs a triple option, and so we kind of saw that with Skytook. Not really the triple option, but Skytook ran the ball a lot, and we will see that a lot with Pryor. So I'm not really worried about how our defense is going to play. They've played good throughout the season, so I hope they come in and play like they should. Our offense is going to have to play like they did tonight. If we score 55 points,
we'll beat Pryor.
There's no reason. There's no reason we shouldn't beat any team.
Agreed.
And so I'm pretty excited for this game versus Pryor. It's going to be a challenge for both teams, and this is probably the biggest game all year because this is going to be the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
in
number 1 seed.
5A4.
Yeah, the possibility to host 2 playoff games. So it'll be big, and we will be there to bring it to you live. Cardinal TV, all of our crew members, including Casey Price, Logan Wilt, Lee Johnson, Kaylee Byram, Spencer Beeson, and never forget the leader, Kim Myers. So we'll be there next Friday night to bring you the 5A District 4 matchup between Pryor and Collinsville. Tonight, a huge victory, 55-34. Collinsville beats Tulsa East Central. We will see you next Friday night.